Happy Friday, Delaware.
Happy Friday. I am in such a good mood because The Cure was just on.
That's right.
This is so my jam.
We have had some of the best lead-in music thanks to Mark Bingaman at the board.
Oh, I just do what I can.
You're here, you make us happy, and you do a great job. Thank
You
you
just
so
set
much.
my whole Friday with that song.
Perfect.
I'm good to go rest
Awesome.
of the day.
That's the idea. Amen.
And the other reason why we're so happy this morning is because we have Erica Carlson, magician,
best.
hedgehog owner, author extraordinaire in the studio with us.
Oh, stop. Oh, stop. Oh, but keep going.
And keep it coming. Yeah,
I'm just
exactly.
teasing.
And you had me at hedgehog owner. Wow.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, right? It's more like hedgehog wrangler. Kids are like, how do you hold him?
Well, yeah. I mean, there are the quills, and are they called quills on a hedgehog?
Spines,
Oh,
technically, because they're not
spines.
barbed like a porcupine's quills.
Okay.
I know, right? Fun
Stay
fact.
tuned because
It's-
we're going to learn a lot of fun
I
facts
know.
about hedgehogs and about magic. And
I want to know more about the little tiny feet that I think are the prettiest things in the world.
They
The
really
little
are
tiny
cute.
feet.
They really are cute.
I may
Well,
just want to look at them.
oh, definitely. Let's do that. And he gets pedicures too sometimes.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I was not prepared for that statement.
right?
No, I knew feet was a good question on a hedgehog.
Yep, yep. It's
gosh.
Friday.
Hedgehog pedicures.
Yep.
That's gonna be your next book. A pedicure for Sedgie.
Oh my gosh. Yep, the possibilities are endless.
You didn't know. Now you do.
That's right.
Well, we will start by the thing that we usually do, which is talking a little bit about books.
A little bit about books.
Do you have a book or two, Molly?
Oh, I do.
Uh-oh, what is it?
It's been a while, but if you all remember or were listening, I read a book called My Life as a White Trash Zombie, and I fell in love with it by Diana Rowland. It was the first in the series. Well, I have gotten to the second, which is Even White Trash Zombies Get the Blues.
Yeah.
I know. And we pick up our story of Angel, who's been, against her will, turned into a zombie, but, kind of taken care of. And Angel, at the beginning of this book, isn't doing too bad. She's overcome her drug addiction. She has a boyfriend who's amazing. She has a job in a morgue, which is where she can get brains, which we all know she needs. Her dad is sort of getting his life together for her for the first time in her life. Everything. She's even looking at getting her GED. Well, it is Angel, and the world never goes that well. Angel has to go meet her boyfriend's uncle, and in the process finds herself in the middle of some government-run zombie testing,
Oh, no.
serial killing.
Oh my. Yeah.
Insanity. Now, she is Angel, so she doesn't know better about life. She just kind of survives. Angel survives this with you the whole time. Like, you are just cheering her on, hoping she gets to brains in time.
Oh, no.
This is not for people who get too squeamish. This is a zombie story.
Yeah.
It's not uber gory, but there are some creative ways to get brains in this one that could gross you out a little bit. If you like a little action adventure and a little humor in your horror, this is a lot of humor in your horror. You just fall in love. The one thing I can't believe is how well Angel is built as a character. She's
a well-rounded zombie.
She's a well-rounded zombie. I mean, she comes from this past where
Always was.
everything went wrong. She's got a probation officer who just shows up at the worst times in her life.
How dare he?
Everything that can go wrong for our
Wait,
poor...
does she have a probation officer because she's a zombie?
No,
or-
because her ex-boyfriend tricked her into stealing a car.
Oh,
Oh
so
my
she's a
gosh.
delinquent.
She's a delinquent zombie. I
okay.
mean, she used to have a big drug problem.
Oh,
so,
okay.
But what's the point on zombieism?
Right.
Because drugs and alcohol just make your fingernails fall off faster.
Yeah,
So,
right.
I mean, she really stays
My
away
goodness.
from that stuff now.
Good for her.
Is the boyfriend a zombie?
Yes, her new boyfriend, who isn't a
okay.
loser. He's
Yeah.
actually got a really good job, comes
so
from a
they
zombie family.
Have a
Yeah.
zombie. So they
Yeah.
have some things in common.
They have some things, but there are zombie wars going on.
Right.
There are zombie sects that don't like each other.
Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that she unwillingly was turned into a zombie because I wonder who is willingly turned into a zombie.
Well, you will find that out in this book because we have our first character who volunteers to become a zombie. Now, I don't want to spoil. It's towards the end of the book.
Thank you.
But we
boy.
do have a few people who think that zombies, I mean, they're trying to create fake brains, but something's not right with the fake brains.
Yeah, like
The parasite doesn't respond well to it. That also you learn being a zombie means you have a parasite that you now live
Right.
with. Yeah, it makes sense.
It really does.
It really
and it's like how
does.
vampires were so big 20 years
Exactly.
ago. Twilight, this is how, it's like a love story.
Exactly.
I want to stay
And
with vampires.
I don't know why, but I love the story of loser to slightly less loser.
Okay.
And that's what Angel is.
So
She's trying to make her
Underdog.
life underdog. She's trying to make this life work.
Aren't we all?
Aren't we all?
Right.
There are more in this series, so I don't know when I'll get to the next one, but I am now addicted to the White Trash Zombie series.
Yes. Who's the author?
That is Cynthia Rowland. Mm-hmm. Or Diana Rowland, sorry. Cynthia Rowland. I forget what she writes, but that is an author.
Yeah.
Diana Rowland. Do not confuse this with Cynthia Rowland. I am sure she's not a zombie author. It's the White Trash Zombie series. Do start at the beginning. You won't regret it. If you didn't read My Life as a White Trash Zombie, I highly suggest seeing how she gets on this journey. And then you're going to be ready for even White Trash Zombies Get the Blues.
There we go. All right. Well, thank you, Molly.
You're welcome.
That
You
was
never know what I'm bringing, do
The
you?
discussion I didn't want to have. No.
You never expected on a
hate
Friday
zombies
morning.
so much.
I love them so much.
I'm so happy for you.
And The Secret Garden. You and I.
Yeah.
It just makes this show so much more interesting.
Well-rounded.
Eclectic.
Yes. I know.
Yes. Erica, what do you have to top that?
Oh my. Well, okay, so because I usually work with kids, I try to have a good young adult book that I'm reading. And usually lately, my 11-year-old daughter, Susie, recommends them to me.
Wonderful.
I love
And
it.
so she recently recommended the Witchlings series.
Ooh.
So if you have a middle grade reader, the Witchlings series is just wonderful. It's like a fantasy friendship coming of age storyline about Seven and Valley and Thorn, and all their names are so neat and cool.
Yeah.
Turns out everyone's name is a prophecy, and you find out why you're named that in the story as you go through your life. But there's even some darker moments, so it's like, it's good. It's a good book for kids who want to figure out, who am I in this world, and who are my friends, and who are my alliances. So these three girls are left out of the covens of witches when they are coming of age, when they're 12. And they are the spares.
Oh, no.
Oh,
And
no.
who's never, everyone's felt like a spare in their life, right? So they become kind of close as the spares, and they are pretty powerful and smart and clever and talented, and they rise a little bit, much to the government people in charge's dismay. And there's 3 books in the series, and there's a 4th one coming out in the fall, and I am here for it.
Nice.
I'm very
Yes.
excited to read it. And I love having like a little book club with my daughter.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cute.
Right.
She's
Do
like,
you-
where are you at? Where are you in the book? Wait, can we listen to the audiobook together?
Oh,
I just
nice.
want to relive it and watch you.
Yeah. So you're reading it separately,
Yeah.
independently, but then sometimes you come together during like
Yeah.
those different. I like that. Yeah. My daughter will do the books that she does. My 10-year-old, the books that she does on her own. I let her do on her own, but then she insists that we do Harry Potter together. And
I
yeah,
love
We do Harry
that.
Potter together.
love
She
that.
did recently do Percy Jackson.
Yeah.
And we were on a road trip, and she wanted to continue, and I was like, I never read Percy Jackson, so we did the audiobook for that, and we got to do that
That's
together.
another magical
Wonderful.
one.
Wonderful.
She was learning about the Greek gods. It was so cute. Shout out to Delaware City School, Schultz Elementary. Her teacher did a whole Greek unit, and they, like with the fanaticism of Pokemon cards, they made Greekimon cards, and they learned the
That's
Greek
incredible.
root of words, like what mort means, and what all of these different things, and then they combined the words to create their own Greekimons, and then they traded cards. It was amazing.
That's amazing.
It was so cool.
In one of my book visits, I talk about anthropomorphism. Because
sure.
It's all the characters in my books. The Sedgie, the Hedgie series. Sedgie, of course, acts like a human. Clover the dog acts like a human. It's
Right.
anthropomorphism, like human form.
These are words that
Animals
you put
take
together.
Yes.
form.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so good.
The Witchlings. That
Yeah,
sounds
by
like
I
Claribel
know.
Ortega.
Claribel.
If
I
anybody's
love that.
taking a trip to Salem, that would be super fun before you went to Salem. I took my
Right.
niece at 13, had a blast, would have loved having that book.
What
Would
a
have been
great idea.
perfect.
What a great idea.
I know.
And, it's a whole little world. Yeah, it's great.
I love witches I can get behind. Zombies, not so much. I'm going to take us in a totally different direction that does not
Okay.
have anything witchy or zombie. I am getting ready because this weekend, Arena Fair Theater is performing "Singing in the Rain" at the Willis Theater, and it's been a minute since I have seen the movie. So cool. Shout out to Arena Fair Theater. The performance at Willis Theater this weekend, they are actually going to make it rain on stage. I have seen the video. I am so excited to see how they actually make it happen. I've heard that the tap dancing is going to be phenomenal. I've heard that everything is just going to be absolutely wonderful. Singing, of course, the cast, everyone
It's
putting
such
it together.
a great show.
Put so much work into it.
Wow.
But what I wanted to do is I wanted to see what we had in Canopy. Canopy, spelled with a K, Kanopy, is our library movie service, library movie streaming service. So you download the app, you connect your library card, you have a free account, and then you have like little movie tickets that you can use as credits to watch different movies. And they're ones that you wouldn't expect. You know, it might not have Singing in the Rain, but what it does have is Discovering Gene Kelly, which is a 41-minute documentary all about Gene Kelly and how he, kind of made one of the most iconic, Hollywood scenes ever, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even say of his time. We all know what the scene is, And so it goes into his history from, a mop and For Me and My Girl to an animated mouse and Anchors Away to his own Reflection and Cover Girl, his tour de force performance in American in Paris, secured him an honorary Academy Award for outstanding work as an actor, singer, dancer, director, choreographer. I mean, he just really did it all.
I just felt my hedgehog shake his head.
Like, no, this is too much. It's too
my
much.
Gosh,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
amazing.
No
He really did just
pressure.
do a shake.
No pressure, Sedgie. Nobody's asking all of that at once from you.
Yeah, Sedgie, we're gonna set the bar pretty high. But that's one of the things about Canopy is like it lets you like dive a little bit deeper into some of those. It's got really great documentaries. It's got really great like behind the scenes kind of things. In the related videos to this one, it's got Discovering Clark Gable, Discovering Kirk Douglas, Discovering Katharine Hepburn, Rita Hayworth, Betty Davis, James Stewart, Jimmy Stewart. So all of
I think
these,
a lot of the like even high school theater thespians would
Yes.
love
Yes.
deep diving and getting to know some of the cultural history of theater and
yeah.
who helped shape where it is today.
And especially, if some of these folks, are still alive and they die, you see the picture of them in their elder years, but then you hear the older generation saying, "Oh, he was such a fox." Well, then you go back and you're like, "Yeah, Marlon Brando was a fox, absolute. Frank Sinatra was a fox.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get behind this." So
That's right.
I fell in love with Gene Kelly watching Singing in the Rain in high school. I did.
yeah. So just a plug for go see Arena Fair Theater's show this weekend. It's going to be amazing. And if you want to learn more behind any of the classic films, Canopy is a great place to start.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, with that, we will take a break. We'll come back on the other side with Erica Carlson. Like I said, magician, author, and hedgehog owner extraordinaire.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We are back, and we are excited for our guest with us this morning. We have the one, the only, the Erica Carlson.
Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm going to come to you, and I need a little pick-me-up. I even got a bell ring. Thank you.
Yes.
Here with bells on. Thank you.
Erica Carlson, you are a longtime friend of the show, of the Delaware County District Library. It all began with magic. Did you always have your magical partner with you?
Yeah, my magical partner, Sedgie the Hedgie. Well, in 2011,
Yes.
I ended up getting Sedgie to help me audition with the Columbus Metropolitan Library System.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
from that audition, I got to go to some performer showcases, and it kind of grew from there. My sister used Picasso the turtle in her magic shows.
Oh my gosh,
And the
I
whole
didn't know you
trade
had a
was-
duo.
Yeah, well, not necessarily together. That would be amazing.
That would
I don't
be
know.
amazing.
People could handle us. But Picasso the turtle, excuse me, is 41, and he is a part of my balloon twisting workshops.
Wow.
Now, because he came out of retirement. He's the most friendly turtle ever.
How nice of him.
He's in my
Sometimes
second
you
book.
need a post-retirement job.
Yeah, for sure. So the kids love him, and we learn about the art of Picasso. And then Sedgie the Hedgie, he's the main guy. I'm his sidekick, let's be real.
It's true.
He appears by the end of the magic shows we do. And the real magic is keeping kids seated for 30 minutes.
You
or
really,
more.
yes.
It really, that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
And that I get them into this world, and we're all like, yeah, let's do this thing.
Yeah, your shows are really great for the really young kiddos, and you do have a magical ability to keep the kids seated and engaged, but excited, and you do some audience participation.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love hearing at the end of the show, sometimes parents come up to me and they're like, I can't believe that they got up. And they were your helper. They're so slow to warm or shy. You know, that's so cool. And my job is to kind of put the spotlight away from me. Even though I do wear some sparkly tops and sparkly shoes these days, I do like to be like, okay, kids, like, I need your help. I can't do this magic alone.
Right.
So that age 3 to 7, 8, 9, depending on how mature those tweens are. I really do love that age range and just trying to get them to buy into this whole world, and then they can learn how to do the magic themselves.
Exactly.
later.
Yeah.
Yep. My 10-year-old runs around and she was like, I have a card trick that will blow your mind, and I'm like, give it to me.
That's right. I'm here for it.
I'm ready.
And
then
learning how to be an audience is such a good skill at a
Yes.
young age. You know, making it not about you, but buying into the whole role. As
I am obsessed right now with these two magicians who pretend to disappear, and you see them hiding
Siegfried
behind.
and Joy.
Oh my gosh, I
Siegfried
have
and Joy.
fallen in love with
Me
them
too. Me
because
too.
their
You'll have to
magic
fight me
is
for 'em.
so straightforward,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm there for the large. Can you find your card again? And they have one giant card.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
And
the
I love when they
best.
have they're at a food cart and they have one person behind the sheet,
Yes.
and then they throw the sheet up and they're gone, but another person is there. And
Yes.
the food cart person is like, what? And then they sneak around the
Yes,
back
I know.
into the food cart, and then they're like, hey, here I am, and they, oh my gosh.
It's
they-
the best. It's the way people around them respond,
Truly.
and that's what you're doing
That's
too.
what I
It's
try to
getting the
do.
kids
Thanks
to
for
just
saying that, Molly.
respond.
Thank you for saying
It's
that.
magic is learning our imaginations,
That's
and
right.
without people like you, this is such an important part of childhood.
Thank you.
And it also, just fun fact, makes literacy, creativity, play, all
yeah.
of that play you're doing, and they're going back and recreating. Way to go!
Thank you. Thank you. And I love doing author visits at schools lately because I do assemblies, and it's fun because we do a little bit of magic because the magic tricks gave me my ideas for the books. And
Right.
So kids get to see
Yes.
the magic trick, and then I look to the book and they're like, wait, what? I saw it in real life, and then I saw it in the book, and the connections get made, and that makes a better reader when you can make better connections.
Right,
of
right. And it deepens the
seeing and-
engagement, and it gives you
Yes.
multiple ways to think about something.
Truly.
So let's talk about your books. You have
yes.
you're a multi-published author
Two.
now. Yes,
Yeah,
tell us
two.
about the titles of your two books.
So the first one's Sedgie the Hedgie Finds the Treasure, and it's based on my pirate-themed magic show.
Yes.
What is
it.
the real treasure? You know, of course, that's kind of a theme that's been, tested and talked over the years. But for Sedgie the Hedgie, his treasure is either probably worms or a toilet paper roll these days.
Right,
He
right,
really
exactly.
likes to stick
Yeah.
his head in a toilet paper roll.
It's
so come to a
so
show to see that.
cute.
It is really cute. And then the second book is Sedgie the Hedgie Solves the Case.
Oh yes, so
yeah.
he is a little Sherlock Holmes.
He is.
Yes,
He
if
is.
you're-
We wear our detective capes
That's
and our
right.
deerstalker hats, and it's a missing balloon hat that Sedgie has twisted for Clover the pup, who is my real pup.
Now,
she didn't come today.
Is a
Clover
balloon
not here.
hat dangerous to be around a hedgehog?
Exactly.
Such a good
It
question.
ups the stakes, and
It
you gotta up the
does.
stakes in an appropriate way for kids, right?
Yeah.
Because what if Sedgie pops the? What if he's a suspect?
What?
Ah.
I know.
Yes.
I can feel the tension right now.
I know, right? And the
I
whole
know.
book, a little bit of a spoiler. It's a PSA, a public service announcement for all kids everywhere that balloons pop on the grass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
Oh,
Mhm.
So all
Yeah.
those places I make balloons for, they wait 45 minutes in line for their balloon. Just be careful with it.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right. Yes.
Yes.
That's also a Bluey episode plot.
Oh, keep you uppy.
Yeah, keep you uppy. You
Love
got to
that
make
episode.
sure. And if Dad gets a little out of control and it touches the grass, well, we'll just get another one. But that was the last one.
Oh, the stakes are so
the
high.
stakes.
Goodness, yes, absolutely. I love this. Do you have the two books? You go around, you do a lot of school assemblies, everything like that. I'm sure you get a lot of hedgehog-based questions. What are some of the hedgehog questions that you get that
That's a good
are
one.
like have a fun answer that maybe even our listeners don't know?
Yeah. So I usually say that, hedgehogs are nocturnal, and then a kid always raises their hand, sometimes waiting to be called on, sometimes not, and says, then why is he awake
Right.
right now?
Yeah,
Right.
that's a good
No,
question.
it really is. So we
Sometimes
we
I feel that
must-
way in the middle of the night too. Why am I awake?
Yeah, seriously.
Life lessons from the hedgehog.
So we wake him up when we magic him into the space, and then he's awake for a little while, and then he takes a nap. Like right now, he is snoozing frozen on my lap.
Oh.
Yeah, so gosh, kids ask, where is Hedgie the Wedgie?
Oh.
During the show sometimes.
Goodness, yeah.
Because they get his name kind of wrong, but
yeah,
it's cute
it does
and funny.
rhyme. It does. Yeah, it just sounds like a Dave Pilkey version.
Yeah.
of
Oh, it could be
Sedgie.
Sedgie the Hedgie picks his wedgie.
Oh,
There you go.
Absolutely.
You're welcome, Dave Pilkey.
I
Yeah.
think we have your next book, Erica.
Wait, we have Picks the Wedgie.
Oh,
what was the
dear.
other one we had? We had another one.
Oh dear, right? No, so yeah, kids they just love hearing about, do they make good pets? And yeah, they're really empathetic animals. They pick up on your vibe and your energy. So the calmer you are, the calmer they are. So
right.
it's good because we regulate as an audience when he appears by the end.
Oh yeah,
They get to
absolutely.
see
I
him
love when I'm seeing your shows doing that because you really prepare the audience well because you're like, listen, if you're loud, like he's not having his best day,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
like we got to do this together.
Right. And honestly, some of the kids a little bit get like, oh, we're all too loud. And it's fun to be
Yeah.
loud in a library, but to a point,
Right.
balance.
Right.
Balance is key.
Let's find the balance.
That's
Yeah,
right.
absolutely. And then, do they make noises?
Yes, they huff and puff.
Yes.
So if I do wake him up here, I'll get him out of this little pouch. We'll see if he
he's
can.
so cute.
I know he's pretty chill though. We'll see. I don't know if he'll huff and puff. There you go. Yeah, you're okay.
Oh yes, that
That's a
is
little bit of him saying like, "Oh, what are you doing?"
the cutest little like
I
snort
know.
of like partial
In my book, I spell it
disagreement.
TSSTSS.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Oh, I love that.
I know,
I
right?
love that. He's such a cute little buddy.
really is.
Do hedgehogs make good pets?
Oh, they really do. If you are willing to put in the time to socialize them, they really do.
Yeah.
And they're just so fun to watch. And it's good for kids to slow down and watch sometimes. And now he's getting inside his toilet paper roll.
Gosh.
Well, just his head is.
This is
Flombering
the
around.
cutest thing I've ever seen. If you're listening on the radio or if you're listening on the podcast, boop over to Facebook, my 96.7, and you can see Hedgie. Sedgie. We will also take a photo so you can see just how sweet he is
He
right
is
now,
so
trying to get his
sweet.
head into that little toilet paper roll. Oh my goodness.
And I've done it again and again, like a scientist, running my experiments. And his body language is telling me that he's playing. He loves it. He'll
Yeah.
do it again. He'll
Yeah.
do it again. He's not huffing and puffing. He's just burrowing and playing.
Hey, are they good hypoallergenic animals?
Oh, that's a good question. Yes and no. They do shed a little bit.
Okay,
So I
yeah.
don't know if
Yeah.
they're the absolute best if you have a lot of allergies. But
Right.
I am allergic to cats.
Yeah.
And I have either developed a tolerance to him because I used to get a little more sneezy or itchy-eyed.
Yeah.
But I have since, I don't know.
We're on the hunt for something hypoallergenic, but maybe
Yes.
a hedgehog is what it is. Oh my
might
gosh,
be.
that would be so sweet.
And they don't live forever, so
Yeah, that
yeah,
happens.
the legacy gets passed on for Sedgie. But
That's right.
if you make that commitment for your family, it won't be forever.
Just be aware. So let's talk about, we are going to have you at the Delaware County District Library coming up
Yes.
So
a couple
exciting.
times this summer. And I want to give a quick plug to a special thing that's outside of your regular Erica Carlson Magic Show. This is the Magic Duel.
Yes.
With our buddy Magic Nate.
Yep.
Yes.
Magic Nate and I have become friends over the years, and we co-wrote this Magic Duel show, which is really fun because it's very loose competition.
Right.
So that this loosely competitive show, we up the risk factor a little bit
Yes.
without
Yeah.
maxing out our insurance plans.
That's nice.
Yeah, because there's like stabbing of the head and twisting of the head.
Oh, goodness.
Oh,
Right?
Wow.
I know
Yeah.
Magic Nate
I mean,
doesn't mess around. I
you're
always
like
joke that
moving into
I'm
my
age 3
zombie
to
book
7.
here.
Right. You might like it, Molly.
I think I might.
Yeah. I'm age 3 to 7-ish, and he is definitely more the 8 and up. Warning, hedgehogs are sharp. So Sedgie too, he's sharp, right?
Yeah,
But,
Yeah.
we have champions that we pick to do some of the tricks for us mid-show. We pick a lot of helpers
Right.
to come up. Somebody levitates now.
Whoa.
Yeah. There's like
Wow.
a floating theme.
I
want to
levitate.
This is
you have to be 48 inches or less.
48 inches
I
or
did
less.
not
You're too tall,
get that.
Molly.
This
Yeah.
is the same reason I couldn't be the mascot at Miami. I'm
Oh,
not
no.
tall enough.
I don't know.
It
I
keeps
met
being a
the
problem.
tallest Brutus Buckeye a couple weeks ago.
Now, Brutus may be different than the Red Hawk. So one of these days I could
feel
get
like
going
the
on
outfits, yeah,
mascot.
that changed a little.
Because a panther
bit.
could be any size, and I made sure of that because it wore long black pants to make sure you
Gotcha.
couldn't see any ankle.
I looked into getting a Sedgie the Hedgie mascot costume.
I would wear
Oh.
it.
You would?
I
Yeah,
would.
me too.
All right, I'll look more into
We're
it.
in.
Okay.
We will be friends with Sedgie the Hedgie, the
Oh my
mascot.
gosh, so good.
Well, so
good.
you and Nate, you will be at the Delaware Main Library on Wednesday, July 16th at 5:30. That's
Yes,
in our
we
community
will.
room. It sounds like it's going to be so much fun. But we've also got you coming 2 more times yet this summer.
Yep.
Thursday, June 26th at 2 at the Orange Branch Library. That's the superhero hedgehog magic.
Seriously. And spoiler alert, my big reveal, other than Sedgie the Hedgie at that show, is that grown-ups are superheroes. So grown-ups, if you want your kids to be reminded how amazing you are, come to
I
the show,
need to
'cause
bring Lloyd so he's
Oh my
reminded
gosh.
he's a superhero.
That's right. That's
Right.
right. And you
Yes.
are too. Everybody
Yeah.
has their
I know.
special skills, you know?
That's right. That's
It'll
right.
just make him feel so special.
That's right.
And
That's
then the
what I'm
next
trying to
one,
do.
Wednesday, July 9th at 5:30, that's over at our Ostrander Branch Library. Always a great
Yes.
time at the Ostrander Branch because it's a little bit smaller, a little bit more
Yes.
intimate.
Yes.
That one is, again, Ostrander, July 9th, 5:30. That one's Find the Joy magic show.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Find the joy. Choose the joy when you can. Kind of like Molly and I were talking. She's like, my job is to create an environment where everybody can choose to be joyful and happy and do their work and
Right.
work together. And that's kind of what we're
It's
aiming
joy.
for, right?
I love that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that. Well, Erica, it has been so much fun. We always
Yes.
love having you on this show. Do you want to end with a joke? I think you had prepared a joke or two if
I
they're
do.
easily accessible.
All right, so I have two. One is about two hedgehogs.
Okay.
And, they're walking through a forest. And one says, well, they see a hedgehog across the way. And the one toothpick says to the other, I didn't know there was a bus. A bus. My daughter also said, Mom, that's not going to land.
I loved it.
You loved it. Molly got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's so silly.
Don't worry. I'm ready.
Okay.
right.
Mark's ready for the next one.
I got a better one.
Okay.
Because you get it like the toothpicks are like riding on the hedgehog.
yeah.
I don't know. All right, this next one. Because of Clover, my dog, she's the second character in my books. What do you call, and she's a Woodle, Wheaton Terrier poodle, but what do you
Whoa.
call a magic dog?
Magic dog.
I never know.
A Labracadabrador.
That's the one. Yes, I was like, nope, first one, I wasn't feeling it. Second
Yeah.
one,
I'm glad I
Labracadabra.
did
I was in there
That was
for
all part of the
them.
plan.
We're good.
He wanted to set it up
a slow
short
burn.
at first,
Yes.
and then go for the home run at the end. Yes, absolutely. Erica, thank you. It is always a pleasure. Molly, until next week.
Until next week, a quick shout out, Medieval Fair this Saturday, Ostrander Branch.
Saturday at
It's time to don your medieval clothes.
And my friend Betsy is going to be doing airbrush tattoos at that.
It's
and
going to
she's
be
incredible.
amazing.
Come and see Betsy.
Yeah.
Yes. Henna, caricature,
Yes.
airbrush.
11 to 3,
Horses.
Ostrander Branch. Horses, jousting, Knights of the Rose. Here we go.
Get
the
yourselves
things.
there.
All right.
Yes.
Get yourselves. Hear ye, hear ye. All right, Mark, until next week, we will
See you in the stacks.
There we
Yeah.
go.